Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Allison and I post whatever content I feel like posting. I epically failed at Vlogmas. I got to day 7, I think, 7 or 8, and then it went downhill, so we are back to our regular scheduled programming. I will probably do like a big Christmas video on Christmas of like all the activities that we've done throughout the month, but yeah. Oops. It's okay, we tried. There's always next year. Alright, so for today's video, I wanted to talk about how I was able to lose 25 pounds. And I did it in a relatively short period of time, like I think it was 3 or 4 months. If you are new here, I had a baby. I quit my sport and I gained 50 pounds. I recently wanted to get back into my sport. Recently, I mean a year. And so like literally a year ago, I was like, okay, maybe it's time to get back. It was definitely time to get back. So here we are. I wanted to lose the 50 pounds so that I could start competing again. And currently I am 25 pounds down. So I wanted to tell you how I did it. Alright. So my starting weight was 175 and right now I'm at 150. The first thing that I noticeably did was increase my water intake. I was drinking 64 ounces of water a day consistently, and I upped it to 96. Is that 32? Yes. So I was drinking half a gallon a day and then I upped it to 3/4 of a gallon. I'm probably going to try to up it again soon, but I've been struggling just to get the 3 in, so we'll see. When you increase your water intake, it helps with your digestion, it helps with your skin, it does a lot. It also makes you less hungry throughout the day when you think you need food, but you actually just need to drink some water. Another thing that I did was I found ways to exercise that I'm looking at my little notes right now. I found ways to make exercising enjoyable again, which the first one was I went back to boxing. That's my favorite form of exercise. So I was boxing and running, and I would go to the gym and like do weights and stuff, which is not my favorite thing. It's never been my favorite thing. It probably will never be my favorite thing. Usually I only do weights for boxing. So also I tried out a belly dance class. That was really cool. So I do suggest finding ways to make exercising enjoyable and like exciting, whether that's going back to something that you previously loved or trying new things to figure out what you do find enjoyable. That's a big one. Another thing was I started walking a lot more. I live next to a park, so it's easy to walk to the park and like take my son to the park and walk. He does like to go to other parks though, so I got in the habit of just driving to a park, but now we've kind of got more in the habit of we go for a walk and then we end at the park and then we play at the park for an hour and then we'll go home. Finding ways to incorporate walking is a great way. I know a lot of people will try to do like the 10,000 steps a day. That can be really difficult if you are not walking a lot, or like if you have a job sitting at a desk, it could be really difficult. So I do suggest if you want to try to do like a step goal, start lower, maybe like 6,000. I know for me it's hard to even, well, I don't hold my phone a lot, but it's hard for me to get the 10,000 steps unless I'm doing like a hike or like a certain activity. This one we are getting into the food and diet aspect. I struggle a lot with my food. I'm a picky eater, so it's hard for me to find foods that I like that are healthier. But with that being said, I am able to force myself to eat things that I don't like. I think it came from being a picky eater and being shy. I wouldn't be like, no, I don't want to eat that. I would just eat it. So being mindful with what I'm eating and how much I'm eating of it was a big shift in the beginning of trying to start losing weight. I would just ask myself, am I really hungry right now? And I still struggle with this, but also if your blood sugar drops, you're gonna want to eat more. It's just your body's natural reaction. So not letting your blood sugar drop is important as well, but being sure that what you're putting in your mouth and what you, or how often. So for me, I would seriously ask myself, do you actually need to eat that right now? And usually the answer is no. And so instead of being okay, you can't eat that, you can eat it, but do you need to eat it, is the shift that I had to have. And then as well as let's choose healthier options rather than the unhealthy options. And so my next one, this is gonna be my last tip for today, but I did try to cut out sugar for a long time, so I've done it before. I think the longest time I've gone with no sugar is 3 months, and it's hard. It is so hard, especially during the holidays. But I also think this is a great time to start because you're less likely to want it. When you're around the sweets table at Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever it is, it's easier to say no when you're just starting, because you're just starting that path of and you want to succeed more, rather than along the road when you're oh, it doesn't really matter. That's where I'm at. I'm at a spot where I'm oh, a cookie's not gonna kill me, but then I eat 10, and then that's where the problem is. So cutting out sugar is a really big suggestion, especially if you are a soda drinker or drink juice a lot. Cut those out. Start with that. Just cut those out and switch it with water. And I guarantee you will see a huge difference in not only your physical health, but also your mental health, because you're not going to be having as much sugar to drain you. Cutting out sugar is very difficult. I've been trying to do it again and I keep slipping up. But I am trying to remind myself of my goals and where I want to be at. And also sharing with you guys, I think, will just help me out to get back on track. I just finished my semester of school, so I have about 6 weeks before the next semester. And I'm going to be really focusing on what I'm eating and how often I'm exercising. Okay, I know I said that was my last thing, but one more thing. Make sure you are eating a lot of protein, and especially after you exercise. Once you've exercised, go make sure that you are refueling your body, so that your body wants to naturally heal itself. So help it out. Help it out. Help it out. Alright guys, those were my tips for today. If you have any questions, just let me know. And I am making a commitment to myself, and now I'm putting out to you guys to hold me accountable. But I am going to start meal prepping more and actually eating when I meal prep. And then also I think I'm going to try to start incorporating some double days for workouts. So we're getting back on track. I am going on this journey again because I still have 25 pounds to lose. Realistically, it's 20, and then when I have a fight, I'll drop the rest of the 5 pounds. But let's join this journey together, guys. Let's get in shape. Let's get healthy. Let's have a good mindset. I am so excited to see what is to come and to really sit down and focus on my health again. During the semester, I definitely when you're doing a lot of things, it can be really hard to focus on your health, but that's when you really need to focus on your health and make sure that you're healthy so that you can keep doing all of these things. Okay guys, I will see you in the next video, and I hope you have a great day.